The people just don't know their place in the world.
What? Oh, yes, certainly.
My Sir Gunja.
Madame?
Potatoes, garlic, relish.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. From this day on, there's war.
Huh? Can I help you?
Wait, I think I know you. You helped the Grandmaster crush those Naramese bastards.
Hear my words, O path of...
You. I heard you passed the trial without going to the novitiate. Congratulations, I guess. The Grand Master must think highly of you.
What?
Yes.
What, are you asking me to teach you? From what I've heard, you know magic as if you've studied it for centuries. But sure, why not? What do you want to know?
Doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Thou art my light.
Yes, that just might
At the
work.
horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path my honor, in life as in death.
Ah, of course. Yes, this is what I came up with. It might feel a bit strange at first, but in time you should feel an increase in your focus. As I said, it was the right call. I'm glad you listened.
There you are. Walk blessed. Do you have a moment?
One day...
Greetings. Of course, what do you need?
The Archmagister ordered me to find out more about the Pyrian Civil War. The one that took place shortly before the cleansing. That's your area.
You're the one they call the Prophet.
Madame?
What do you need?
With pleasure.
Walk blessed. Wait, I think I know you. You helped the Grandmaster crush those Naramese bastards at the harbor gate.
Greetings.
What?
Madame?
Good. And on their way back, the others will be able to steer the ship without you, correct?
Yes, they won't be steering anything, to be precise, because Gertrude flies on her own as soon as the coordinates have been set. He thanks you, Tielor Aranthiel. Any other Grand Master would have laughed at him, but you have listened instead. Now he will be the first of his people to meet the Ancient Fathers. It is hard to believe that. Walk blessed, and all the best for your fight.
Thank you. The others are expecting you. And there's one more thing. This amulet belonged to my son. I want you to have it. Wear it or not, the choice is yours. Now leave. And do not disappoint me.
Welcome aboard. How are things going? Are you ready? Well then. All aboard! Then raise the ramp! She's taking off! And there we go. Good. Very good. Fly!
Just skip the small talk. I was never good at that. I wanted to see you because there's something I need to show you. Follow me. I couldn't sleep, so I used the chance to take a look around. The thought that Kermine did this all by himself, it's incredible. It would take dozens of Enderalian craftsmen at least 5 years to do this. So, are you ready? Yeah, but just bear with me. You'll be surprised. Ready to go in? Good. Jeremiah told me about this place. This sphere is what keeps us in the air, and it draws its energy from the water. Crystal water, that's what he called it. I just had to see it for myself. Beautiful, don't you think? I absolutely agree.
He just can't believe it. No, he just can't believe it.
Oh, damn. No, quickly, run. Do it. Now, wait a second.
What part of vertical didn't you understand? He thinks his instructions were clear. Stay here. Do nothing. But no, you decide to run around the ship and open whatever door crosses your path. And no, don't look at him like that. Next time, there will be consequences.
Okay. Yes. Sarah, that... by the name of the sun, I just can't believe it. Here we are, on a mission to save mankind, and instead of sharpening our weapons and talking gloomily, we play hide and seek like two little kids who just stole an apple from their neighbor. That's just bizarre, isn't it? No, it hasn't. Anyway, I guess we're safe down here, at least for a while. But actually, I don't mind. This place, it makes me feel serene. Lets you forget why we're here. Do I? In a good or bad way? That's good to hear. You know, Sayura, I've been thinking about what happened in the castle and the talk we had after that. Well, do you remember when I said that I should maybe just give up and accept that I'll never be able to fully control that thing inside me? You tried to comfort me and told me that what happened in the castle was just an accident, and that with just enough tenacity, I could make sure it would never happen again. At first I was grateful, but then I thought about it and realized that there was actually some truth in what I had said. You know, all my life, I've tried to kill that part of me because it made me feel despicable. And every time I failed, I hated myself for it and thought that I was just too weak. But that was the wrong way to look at it from the very start. This thing, the only way to truly kill it would be to kill myself. And I can't and won't do that. Not now, when there's so much at stake, nor in the future if there is one. No, I won't let it harm anyone ever again. But I'll accept that it's a part of me. You know, Segura, what good did all the self-loathing ever do? I've been dealt a tough hand, and with that thing and these urges inside of me, I'll never be like the others. I think that's the best, maybe the only way to deal with something like this. Accept it, as despicable as it may be, because it is part of who you are. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not deluding myself. Living with this thing will be something I have to wrestle with for the rest of my life. There will always be moments of weakness when it will try to get the best of me. But I will always resist. And I will do so without condemning myself every time it happens. And in the meantime, I will live. I will do all the things that I never allowed myself to do. Build friendships, go see the world, and go dancing. Even if the latter would be a rather amusing sight. Yes, and that. It does, yes, and it surprises me just how much. I'm not sure if I could have gotten here without you. Your friendship, it means a lot to me. And I hope we'll find this Numenos in the Forgotten City, because there are still so many things I want to do after all this is over. Kurmai should be gone by now, so I think it's safe to go upstairs without him noticing you. For a while, yes. As I said, I like this place, and I need some time to sort through my thoughts. You will.
It's a crazy world, isn't it? On our way to a forgotten city in the clouds, and I'm part of it. It just sounds surreal. But anyway, it's good that you're here. I wanted to talk to you. Do you have a second? You have a point there. How should I put it? I wanted to thank you. I'm not sure if you know it, but all that's happened since I plucked you out of that thicket on the Sun Coast, it did something to me. I think I've understood something, as corny as it may sound. It's hard to put into words. You know, I still believe what I told you that time we met at the Dancing Nomad. That we all act as we do because we hope it makes us happy. But somehow, in no small part thanks to my father, I've always considered responsibility and being happy to be contradictory. But actually, that's wrong. It's the exact opposite. In order to be truly content, we need connection. To a person, to a cause, to anything. If you never find that, you'll never find yourself. Yeah, I said that. And I still think it's true to an extent. You're on your own if you want to be. I'm responsible for what happened to Adila and to Lycia, because I never wanted to be responsible. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But I can't change what happened. I'll just have to live with that. Maybe, maybe not. In the end, I can only speak for myself. The fact is, though, that that it feels like I owe this world to be right here, right now, as part of something momentous. And I like how that feels. That surprises me. No matter how all this ends, I will have no regrets. The same goes for our friendship. That's what I wanted to tell you. Despite all the trouble we got ourselves into, I'm glad that our paths crossed. For whatever reason they did. Okay, now you did it. I feel stupid. But I know what you're implying, and as much as it hurts me to say this, I don't think it's a good idea. For neither me nor you. I just don't think it would work. I'm different, especially when it comes to love. And if you're like most others, I don't think I could make you happy. Our friendship, it just means too much to me to risk it for this. It's not about love. It's about all those ancillary things people associate with it. Expectations, false promises, jealousy. Look, there's so much going through my head when I look at you. So many things I want us to do together. Traveling, talking through the nights, being close to you. That's what I want. Not chaining ourselves to some kind of, I don't know, construct that other people created and expect us to abide by. I'm not making much sense, am I? I think what I'm trying to tell you is that I've never been a fan of what people call relationships. I'm different when it comes to that. And my way of loving is not compatible with most people's expectations. Well, what do you think? I mean, how can you seriously promise to someone that you'll love him or her forever? That you'll never again desire anyone else? Nobody knows what he's going to think, let alone feel 20, 10, heck, even 1 year from now. No, I don't. I'm only saying that there's no way of knowing how long it'll last until it does. Do you understand? Life is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, especially when it comes to emotions. And I simply have a problem with people pretending they do. And it's not just that. Even if I were to love somebody with all my heart, I could never promise in good faith that I will never find myself at least physically desiring somebody else. In most people's books, that makes me a cheater. And it makes my feelings for this somebody less true. All those poems, the plays, the songs, they're all about the two of us. All or nothing. And until death do us part. But that's just not how real life works. Just like most people when you get to know them, don't you think? If you're honest about it, I don't see why not. Love is one thing, sex is another. But this is not just about sex. What I don't like is compulsion, possessiveness, and lies. And for most people, that's what love seems to be about. Yeah, maybe I am. In my experience, emotional bondage was never a good basis for human relationships. If you love someone, let him run free. Because if what you have is true, he'll always come back because he wants to, rather than being obliged to. I'd never tell you what to do, who to look at, or who to sleep with, as long as I know that I'm the one you plan to keep. But then again, what do I know? I guess all I'm trying to say is, if you really want to do this, let's not put a name on it, ever. Let's just see where it takes us. No, what I want is to not force some idealized model of thought onto something as wonderful as what I feel for you. Let us just live it, without artificially changing the way we act towards each other, for no other reason than because most people would expect us to. If it's meant to last, it will last. Even without this nonsense of jealousy, possessiveness, and these obligatory daily declarations of love some people seem to need in order to reaffirm their feelings for one another. Really? I thought a lot about what you'd say, but why am I still talking? hey. Yeah, sure. I just didn't sleep so well. Too many thoughts, I guess. No, not at all. Tell me, when did you know it? That you wanted to be more than just a friend? I see. Truth be told, the thought of something deeper with you scared me initially. Right until yesterday. I think something blocked me, if you know what I mean. No idea. Maybe. Anyway, so now we're here. Together. And it feels good, in spite of all that's happened. Ironic, isn't it? Adela would have deserved a moment like this so much more than me. She wanted to change the world, to make it a better place, even though she tried to do it with the wrong means. And I was always a taker. Yet now I'm the winner. The only living Delveric. But hey, I'm the winner. I wish I could say that with the same conviction as you do. Bone Judge. Such lunacy. Such idiotic fucking lunacy. I mean, are we so easy to break? Is placing some magical stone in our hands all that the High Ones need to do for something like that to happen? Adela. What did you do? Just what did you do? Anyway, the only way we can make Adela's death count is if we somehow get this beacon thing running and put an end to these monsters once and for all. Yeah, let's do that. But I think a hint of clothing would do you well. Not everyone likes this style as much as I do.
Haven't seen us yet. The clouds, that's it.
Or the city is deserted. Looks like it to me.
Nonsense! Now quiet. He needs to concentrate.
Now, if it isn't our missing friends. It's good to see people finding common ground, even in these times.
I'll drink to that. I suppose we've reached our goal.
You're as cunning as rumored, Michael. Sir Dalveric. We came across the first of these floating buildings about 3 hours ago. The Valley of 1,000 Clouds. That's what the Starlings called it. But as you've noticed, it's a little too, well, quiet. He was at first, yes. But he's grown more distant the closer we've gotten. Let's just hope for the best. Correct, yes. The Nexus Tower. By Malphus, it's a pity we don't have the time to explore this place more thoroughly. Just imagine how much history is hidden in each one of these stones. It's incredible. Maybe we can come back here one day, once we've stopped the cleansing. No, not at all. But who knows? Maybe it's as the Starling says, and we'll be surprised. Well, first of all, let us take a look at it up close. Then we'll see.
Still, no one. That must mean something, right?
He will find them. He will find them, and they will listen.
Hey, wait! By the righteous path. That's not good at all. Come on, we have to follow him.
I've never seen anything so beautiful.
Beautiful, but deserted. So maybe the ancient fathers of the Starlings don't exist after all?
Let's not jump to conclusions, shall we? Somebody must have built this place, and somehow the maps which led us here have ended up in the hands of the Starlings. Ancient fathers or not, whoever was capable of creating something like this must also have known things. Let's just wait and see.
Father Rajimon, he is here, and he has found you, just as your prophecy foretold. Now open the gates! Why don't you answer? Open the gates!
Oh my, I sense drama.
By the stars! Why do you punish him with silence? He found you! He fulfilled your prophecy! So let him inside! No! No, 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 no! This isn't happening! This isn't happening!
Kumai.
Yes. Yes, he is here. He is sorry, Magistra. It was a mistake to come here. This place is dead, and the ancient fathers died with it.
Very poetic, pal, but now you're overdoing it. Who says they're dead? Maybe your ancient fathers just left for someplace else.
Yes, I'm sure they did.
Look, I am sorry this place isn't what you had hoped it would be. I really am. But Dalveric is right. You shouldn't jump to conclusions, and despair won't help you either. We should inspect this place before deciding anything. Don't you agree? The only question is how to get inside.
We could try breaking this gate open.
Splendid idea, boy. Do you have a battering ram with you? Myrid-sized, preferably?
This place must have a side entrance. Kermai?
Yes, probably.
Well, then let's go look for it. We split up. Sister Sakarish, you accompany Kermai and take a closer look at the area around the docks. Legium and I will examine the eastern part of the city. And you and Dalveric scout the west. If anyone finds anything, call the rest of the group before doing anything else. Now off you go.
Well, I'd say that went differently than expected. But all tragedy aside, this place must be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. No offense. Come on, you go ahead. I'll be right behind you. Breathtaking, isn't it?
We really found it. I can't believe it.
Hey, over here. That looks like a side entrance to me. Come, let's go get the others.
Good. That looks exactly like what we needed. Anything we should know about the interior, Kermai? Traps?
No.
Well then. Kermai, you, the prophetess, Dalveric, and I will go inside. Legium and Sister Sikarish, you stay and guard the ship. If we haven't returned, or if you haven't heard from us within 12 hours, you're to take the ship back to Ark. Understood?
Understood.
Then let's be off.
Not now. Please.
Breathtaking, isn't it?
Let's see. This is Starling's script, but it's different. Blazes. Can you take a look at that, Kermai?
Of course. He sees. That's very... all right, yes. These are directions. To the left is the Shorai, which roughly means workshop. The right corridor leads to the living quarters. He thinks the Shorai will lead us to the top of the main tower.
Good. Then left we go. I suppose this is where the council held their meetings, isn't it, Kermai? Wait, where is he?
What the heck? He was here a second ago.
Wonderful. We need to find him. Let's split up. We'll meet up again here.
So, any luck? True, but why does this pal just run off like that? That's just plain stupid.
I couldn't agree more, but at least now we have a trail. Let's see if the lever still works. There you go. Then let's see where that leads. He must have gone somewhere.
Has to be a way forth. Let's look around. That's what I call well hidden. By the wise hermit. What is this place, Magistra? Can you read the glyphs?
I'll try. Yes, that? Tower of Memories. That should be it. Good question. They look like energy sources, don't they? The same as the Pyreans used. And that power, it's immense. Let me read some more. Blazes, this is tricky, but by Malphus. Yes!
Yes? By the wise hermit. What is this place, Magistra? Can you read the glyphs?
I'll try. Yes, that?
By the wise hermit. What is this place, Magistra? Can you read the glyphs?
I'll try. Yes, that? Tower of Memories. That should be it. Good question. That should be it. We got lucky. The prophetess was right. This is an archive. The archive, to be precise. The gathered memories of the ancient starlings.
They don't seem to have memorized a lot, then.
We will see about that. Come.
And now... So, Magistra, I'm guessing a word of warning would have killed the drama?
One moment. Here.
Okay.
The Starling prophecies were right. The ancient fathers have lived in this place for eras, maybe eons. And throughout the years, they have documented the rise and fall of every civilization. and we're just about to see their memories of the Pyreans. Correct, and they witnessed all of it. Their creation, their bloom, and their downfall. The same goes for many, many cultures that were before them. Well, that's the big question, isn't it? But I fear we have no time to wonder about that, at least not for the moment. Correct. And yet, they never helped any of the civilizations that were extinguished by it.
Live and let die.
Who knows? Maybe their hands were tied somehow. Or that. But that's just speculation. What we do know is that neither the Red Madness, the High Ones, nor the Cleansing could harm them, and that their knowledge might be the key to completing the beacon. Would you look at that? Welcome to the memories of the ancient fathers. Let's see what we can learn from it. Yes, the Grand Master was right about this. The Pyrean history should perfectly reflect the different phases of the cycle, including the cleansing. The second step of the cycle, just as the Grandmaster said. A first civilization arises, blossoms, and falls. For us, it was Asaderon's reign of the Eterna, which collapsed after Starfall. Who knows what it was in the age of the Pyreans? Let me see. Yes, this is the creation of a theocracy. After the first civilization falls, a second one arises. That is reigned over by a few who proclaim themselves gods. Do you see the hats? These were the sun priests of the Pyrean realm, the equivalent of our Lightborn.
That's step number 4, the downfall of the rulers. For us, it was the Shadow God and Rathzol Renthiel who killed the Lightborn. In the Pyrean age, it was this general, Jakal. He was a member of one of the reigning castes himself, but one day he turned against them. He was the Pyrean Shadow God and the Pyrean Terranor Korek all in one, so to speak.
The chaos, the war, the Red Madness. This is the 5th step, where we are right now. Do you see this shape in the background? This must be the High Ones who are behind all of it. The cycle nears its end. The 6th step. The cycle concludes, the cleansing happens, and mankind vanishes just like that. Do you see this temple in the background? This must be the temple in the city of 1,000 floods, the heart of the Pyrean realm. That's the first step of the cycle. Out of nothing, life forms itself, and from that life, man evolves and starts populating the earth. And after the 6th step, it all starts over. So this is the final proof. Everything that has happened to the Pyreans, and probably to those before them too, is now happening to us. That's the question, but by the gods.
What?
Mankind. It ascends to the sky, to the High Ones. Oh, by the righteous path, now it finally makes sense. All of it. Mankind doesn't vanish at the end of a cycle. it becomes a High One. That is how they reproduce, how they feed, or whatever you wish to call it. Don't you see? These shapes that ascend skywards, they're thoughts, our consciousness, our souls, and all of them together form a new High One.
So you're saying what a High One really is the consciousness of an entire civilization?
Yes, it's our memories, our thoughts, our dark knowledge, our collective consciousness. This is monstrous. Yes, by the righteous path, that's it. Korek is right. In a way, humanity does reach a new level of existence, because it becomes one of those beasts. Oh, yes, we do. The word of the dead. You said the aged man left it for you, didn't you? Then this is the way. The Numenos. I know what it is. Or rather, what we need to fill it with. The essence of a High One. It's hard to explain. The problem with the High Ones is that they don't have a physical shape, and this makes it hard to fight them. They are everywhere and nowhere, just like the air. This is why we need the beacon to fight it. It has the power to banish them. It's an assumption, but a well-grounded one. What the beacon does is channel massive amounts of energy and unleash it on its core. Isn't it logical, then, that we need something of what we want to banish? Like an energy signature inside it. It might sound far-fetched to you, but it feels right. You're correct, it is not. But I don't see that we have any alternatives, do you? Well, this is where it gets complicated, but I think I also have an answer to that. The word of the dead. We need to use it on a High One, to enter its mind. If there is any place we can find a High One's essence, it is there.
Well, that's peachy. Now all we have to do is find a High One who allows us to use the word of the dead on him. Should be an easy task, considering that they've already been so cooperative.
That is correct. But I know where to find one. Where the last cleansing took place. That is where we need to go. And once we are there, you need to listen to the echo.
Of course, you can see what happened back then.
Since the High Ones are immaterial, correct, the echo grants you the ability to feel and relive the memories of this world. Yes. This means that we have to find the holy city of the Pyreans, where the last cleansing took place, the city of floods. Yes, but we just learned that devouring us is what allows the High Ones to create a new one of their own. In other words, death is what a High One consists of. It's a giant, sentient, and ethereal corpse in a way. If the word of the dead doesn't work on them, it shouldn't work on anything. At least, that is one way to see it. Let us hope I'm right. Well, I hope this place can help us find the answer. If the ancient starlings witnessed the entire cycle of the Pyreans, then they surely knew a lot about the geography of the world as it was back then as well. We need to keep searching. Come, let us go back to the tower.
Entities are reproduced by devouring the consciousness of an entire civilization. If I didn't know that all this was actually happening, I'd say that someone had had one drink too many. It just sounds so bizarre.
Is it? Don't we ourselves breed pigs so that we may eat them once they are fat enough? In a way, the High Ones are just like us, except that it's our thoughts that they are after rather than our bodies. It bears a certain kind of logic. You cannot deny that.
Oh, yes, totally. You know what's kind of funny about all this? Knowing the Korak's story about mankind ascending isn't as stupid as it first sounded. We don't cease to exist, no. We live happily ever after, united into a high one. That's almost consoling.
Yes, but is this new High One really us? Or does it just need us to come forth? Yes, we know now that this is how they reproduce. But we still know far too little. How did they come into being? How long has this been going on? So many questions.
Indeed, but how does the saying go? First kill the predator, then ponder its motivations.
You're a man of great wisdom, my Sir Delveric. Well then, let's see what...
Kamai?
They are here! They have been here all along!
Kermai! Where by the righteous path were you?
He was a fool to bring you here! You soil-born are too dangerous! You've always been! But he was too blinded by his dream to finally finish her and sail home.
I don't like this, Magistra.
What are you talking about, Kermai? The fact that the ancient starlings left this city doesn't have anything to do with us.
Stop talking! Darn it, you are so ignorant! They are here, but they won't reveal themselves to us because they don't accept your presence. Because you are unworthy of them. He rationalizes? What do you take him for? A fool? If you would just listen for once in your life, you'd hear them. They're everywhere. He will prove his worth to them. He will show that he deserves to live among them. The soil-born have to die, and then the fathers will reveal themselves. But how?
Kermai, stop this! Right now!
They will understand.
To arms.
What is this?
Prophet's ass! Forgive him! It has to be done!
Find the map and leave!
But...
Run!
That was all of them, I think. That leaves us with the question of what the heck happened up there. The poor Magistra, she didn't deserve that. Yeah, that makes sense. But what now? We need that map to find the City of 1,000 Floods, or whatever they call it. And getting out of this place alive wouldn't be too bad either. You're right, we do. That means back by the dock. Come on, let's get back to the elevator. So much for that. I So, let's look around. Damn, that old fool. Couldn't he have waited until after we were back in Enderal again to have his breakdown? As if this mission wasn't already complicated enough. That looks good. Let's hope it also leads us down to the tower. Trace of magic. shit. That doesn't look good. Well, I suppose this flying steelbird got them. Yes. Very heroic, but that would be suicide. At least as long as that alarm is still active. In other words, we need to find a way to switch it off. Question of the century. But my first guess would be somewhere within the tower itself. The Shuriai. Kamai said it meant something like workshop. That sounds like the best place to go right now. Come on, let's go back inside. crystal over there. That looks promising. That's a lot of them. We need to put an end to this, now! Good. Now let's see what we can do to deactivate this alarm. So, did it work? Damn it, but... Run! 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 Did it work? Damn it, but... Run!
Over here, now! Been on board the ship when that flying thing attacked us. Luckily, I wasn't. Legion didn't make it. It all just happened too fast.
Shit. That makes us the only survivors.
The only ones. So the Starling and the Magistrate didn't make it either? Oh, Kirash. How many more must die? Magistrate Jaela, she didn't deserve that. I'm ashamed to ask, but what about the Numenos? Did you find anything out about it? A map. This is what I call a coincidence. I think I know where we can find one. And up there could also be our passage back.
Up where?
Follow me, I'll show you.
How did you make it here, anyway? And what is this, some kind of tunnel system?
I think so, yes. They must have been shortcuts for the ones tasked with keeping this place running to quickly get from one point to the other. Just what we need right now. And concerning your first question, I suppose I simply got lucky. There was another entrance to the tower we overlooked. Wait, I don't like this.
Damn it, that just had to happen, didn't it? To the other building, quickly.
Enemies, get ready.
That won't hold up for long. Care to fill us in on your plan now, girl?
First we need to find our map. And then, well, Then we each take a seat in one of these capsules and let ourselves drop.
We let ourselves drop.
They are escape pods. Kormai had similar ones in the airship, and I just hope they work as intended. Unless you have a better plan, of course.
I'm afraid not.
Good. Then get going. Let's find that map. Is that it? Great! Now to the pods, quickly!
By the wise hermit, you're well. I thought you... Either these ancient starfolk had butts made of shadow steel, or they should seriously rework the landing parts of these things. Come on, let's go look for the girl. She can't be far from here. Look, over there. Oh my. Whew. She lives. Looks like a minor laceration to me and maybe a broken rib. I guess the force of the impact threw her against this rock. Still, we should get her to a healer. Do you have the map? I think teleport magic should work again down here. Good. Then at least all this wasn't for nothing. Let's go.
So the High Ones devour our consciousnesses. Now that's what I call ironic. Maybe Koarik and his free people do become part of these higher beings they so adore after all. We should tell them. Maybe they'll be so delighted that they will abandon the siege and sail right back to Nera.
Spare us your jests. Archmagister, how long will you need to decipher the map? Archmagister?
I don't know. A couple of days, at least. I should start right away. Excuse me.
What's the matter with him?
Jaela was his mentor during his novitiate. But he will get over it. He has to. You did well, Prophetess. Despite the complications, the mission was a complete success.
A complete success? What in blazes has happened to you, Tila?
Nothing. And now is not the time for quarreling.
Jaela is dead, Tila. Just like Jorek. Jorek for the name of the gods. And none of this would have happened if we had just given Quarik this idiotic machine. Please, Tila, if my opinion means anything to you, let go of this madness.
I don't care about your opinion. Jorek was a traitor, and Jaela gave her life for something greater than herself. But the latter in particular seems to be something you cannot relate to. Now, silence. I've had enough of your attempts to hinder our mission. Back to the topic at hand. Sharon, what do you make of Jaela's plan to use the word of the dead to enter a High One's mind? I always thought it only enabled its user to relive the last memories of the deceased.
Well, if the High Ones are made of a collective subconsciousness, they are different in that regard. They consist only of memories, and a lot of them. That is, of course, if the Magistra's theory about them is true.
I'm no sage, but having seen the Starling's murals, I'd say it is. Mankind ascends to become a High One. This is what the cleansing really is.
Then it might work. Used on a High One, the word of the dead could allow us to enter its spirit.
We will take the risk. The walls still hold against Korik's armies, but we need to hurry. As soon as the Arcanists have figured out the map, we will set out to find this city of 1,000 floods. If you have any unfinished business to attend to, you should do it now. Many things will be decided by what's to come. I feel it. And the apothecary said that Sister Sakarish will live. She's in the Curarium, in case you want to pay a visit.
Blazes, it's dark already. Time really does
Chaos,
fly
wherever
by.
you look. I almost feel idiotic bringing this up now, but I'd like to spend some more time with you before we go searching for this city. For some reason, I have a bad feeling about this. Just meet me in the Strangers District if you have the time, okay? And be careful, whatever you do. We've lost too much already. Way too much.
That's the prophetess, isn't it?
Pathlessness wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
Read verse 80 100 times. Sky can rain fire. Magisters never change.
What did you do?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.